the next president of the United States in the hands of voters.
It's the most important election I've ever participated in.
This is your one piece of freedom. This is your one piece of voice.
Millions of Coloradans cast their ballots after contentious campaigns.
Kamala, you're fired. Get the hell out.
And a late Democratic nomination shift.
We started this campaign 107 days ago.
Plus the races that could determine control of the U.S. House.
Well, getting rid of Lauren Boebert, I think, is absolutely urgent.
Tonight is the night that we take Colorado back, that we save America.
And a battle in the swing states. Who is taking the lead at this hour?
Are we ready to win?
We've been waiting for 4 years for this. 4 years.
Election night 2024 starts now.
Thank you for joining us for this historic night. Within the last hour, ABC News projected Kamala Harris to win in Colorado. I'm Jessica Porter.
I'm Shannon Ogden. Thank you for spending this evening with us. So, as you know, the candidates need 270 electoral votes to win the White House. And as of 9:01 Mountain Time, here is where they are right now.
Taking a look at the electoral map there, Harris with 91 electoral votes, Trump with 210. Of course, many of these races, particularly in the swing states, too early to call, but we are keeping a close eye here tonight. Here in Colorado, as we said, Harris is projected to win with 54% of the vote.
All right, we have team coverage for you this election night. Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kovaleski here in Studio A, tracking the numbers as they come in.
Denver 7's Brandon Richard and Jacqueline Allen are with the state political parties.
Veronica Costa following the race for Congressional District 4. Colette Bordelon is following the incumbent who is trying to save off a challenger in Colorado's 8th Congressional District. All right, this is the race between Yadira Caraveo and Gabe Evans. Very close right now. At this hour, 49 to 47%. Caraveo right now just inching ahead. Colette.
Yeah, it's just a couple thousands of votes that are separating the two candidates. I'm here at the incumbent's party, Yadira Caraveo, who is a pediatrician and the Democrat in this race. She's being challenged by Gabe Evans, a Republican. Caraveo, a pediatrician. Evans, retired law enforcement. The party right now is kind of quiet here for Caraveo's camp, and no sign of Caraveo right now. Just that small bit of difference between the two candidates. Also hearing that Evans hasn't addressed his crowd at his party. Many people heading out, heading home for the night. We knew this race was going to be tough to call tonight, and many people may be waiting until tomorrow morning to see what those results will hold. But right now, around 65% of the vote has been counted for Congressional District 8. So that's the newest congressional district here in Colorado, and it makes up most of Adams County, some of Weld and Larimer counties as well. So that's a big bit of land with a diverse range of opinions within it, right? You've got suburbia, you also have farmland. So we knew that this was going to be a close call. And Caraveo, she's no stranger to that. Back in 2022, she only won by around 1,600 votes. And this race is getting national attention because based on who wins it, it could determine which party has control of the U.S. House of Representatives. It's also got a lot of attention because the political ads have just been non-stop for both Caraveo and Evans. So the good news on that front is those will be ending tonight. But what happens with these results? I'll just have to keep watching. Live in Denver, Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
Colette, thank you. And Caraveo's Republican challenger, Gabe Evans, is hosting a watch party in Brighton tonight. As you're seeing here, that race could help decide which party controls the U.S. House of Representatives. We'll keep an eye on that race as it has still not yet been called.
All right, to the 4th Congressional District here in Colorado. Lauren Boebert, the projected winner. Of course, she hangs on to a seat in Congress, not her current. She is moving, or has moved, from the western part of the state to the eastern part of the state, and she handily beats her Democratic challenger here, Tricia Calvarese. All right, Lauren Boebert spoke just a few minutes ago. This is at her watch party. Actually, she is speaking, I believe this is live right now in Windsor. Let's listen to Congresswoman Boebert.
Fight for small business owners, for moms and dads, for schools, for children in our schools.
and to end government overreach. Maybe it would be great if the media would change their narrative on Lauren Boebert rather than pressuring me to change who I am. I am radically Lauren Boebert, and I fight for the policies that make America strong, that make our economy strong, that give parents and grandparents power over the teachers' unions. I fight for less government overreach and more personal responsibility, more freedom, and to defend the rights of Americans that so many politicians think it's their right to take away. So I'm going to continue to fight for everyone. And look, this victory here in the 4th District is a victory. And I'm not going to allow the left-wing media to diminish this victory in any way whatsoever. We won because the people know that our policies, the Republican Party's policies, are the policies that get our country back on track. And that's exactly what I'm going to continue to fight for. Hopefully it's alongside President Trump. He's looking fantastic right now in the early polls that have been made. And I want him in the president.
All right, Lauren Boebert speaking live at her watch party in Windsor. So let's go out now to the 3rd Congressional District. This is the district Boebert currently represents that she is leaving after the race last time with the man there on the right, Adam Frisch. She barely beat just by a very few points right now. And this has been a traditionally Republican district right now, but Frisch is making a run for it. Jeff Hurd up right now 33 to 32%. So we will be watching this one very, very closely this evening.
Turning now to other state house races. Democrats are battling to maintain their supermajority in the Colorado State House. Denver 7's Brandon Richard is live out there with their watch party tonight in Denver. Brandon.
Well, Colorado Democrats are watching the presidential race very closely right now. They're very nervous about how this race is shaping up. Some thought maybe Harris would win by a landslide. Of course, this race is very, very tight. So a lot of Democrats here in this room at the Democratic Watch Party very nervous about what they're seeing on TV. Colorado Congresswoman Diana DeGette addressed the crowd a little earlier tonight, trying to tell them that there's still a lot of votes left to count in the presidential race and to just calm down. She herself cruised to an easy re-election victory tonight. She says she's also excited that Colorado voters approved Amendment 79. That, of course, will enshrine abortion rights protections into the state constitution. Here's a little bit more of what she had to say earlier.
I think it was really extraordinary. It looks like Colorado is going to pass an amendment putting abortion rights into our state constitution. So no matter what politicians in Washington do, everybody in Colorado will have those rights. I think that's extraordinary, and I think that's a real positive thing for Coloradoans.
And it looks like that Democrats will retain control of both chambers of the Colorado State Legislature. The only question is, how big of a margin will they have in each of those chambers? Will it be a supermajority in one chamber or both chambers? That all remains to be seen as those votes continue to pour in. Back to you.
Brandon, thank you. Now to Littleton, where Colorado Republicans are closely watching key races there.
All right, Denver 7's Jacqueline Allen joins us live this evening. Hi, Jacqueline.
Hi, guys. It's quite a party here right now. They are celebrating some of their own ballot measures that they were behind and supporting that are doing well right now. And we know it's still early, and these are early returns, but they just had a little mini celebration. Advance Colorado, which is a conservative organization behind 3 of the ballot measures, it was declaring victory early on for Proposition 128. They say it looks like it may pass at this point with about 62% of the vote. So, or percent support right now. So what we're hearing right now is this measure, Proposition 128. This is the one that requires certain violent offenders to serve at least 85% of their sentence before they're eligible for parole. And it looks like this one may pass. It may have had enough support. I spoke to the Arapahoe County DA, John Kellner, who supported this measure. He says it sends a serious message about crime and safety and how voters feel about it. Listen to what he just told me.
It's going to make sure that violent criminals serve at least 85% of their time in prison before they get back out. That's going to give it a chance to make sure they are rehabilitated and protect our communities in the process.
When you see that this is winning, what sort of message does that send?
Well, I think it sends a message that the old narrative of defund the police and demoralize the police, that's gone and well in the past. And the other thing I think it says is a very clear message to the legislature that the people of Colorado want to see tougher laws when it comes to keeping us safe. And that's what Proposition 128 is ultimately going to do.
Now they're still waiting to see about 130, which would fund police training. That one's a little bit closer, but they are hopeful about that one as well. They say these measures show that if they cannot get action from the state legislature, they will take these issues straight to the voters. Reporting live here with the Republican Watch Party, I'm Jacqueline Allen.
Jacqueline, thank you. Let's take another look at the votes coming from across the nation in the race for president. Donald Trump leading with 52% of the vote. Kamala Harris with 46%. Of course, the vote will only matter when it comes to the Electoral College. That will be the ultimate decider on this. Right now, ABC News has former President Trump with 214 electoral votes, Kamala Harris with 153. And we are watching pivotal battleground states that will play a huge role in the outcome of this election.
Our chief investigative reporter, Tony Kowaleski, watching those states very, very closely. Tony?
Yeah, Shannon, Jessica, we've been talking all night about trying to get you the story behind the numbers, and you just talked about the presidential race. Remember, polling said that Vice President Harris would carry Colorado by about 12%, and that number pretty accurate right now. But let's historically compare that to 4 years ago, and Biden won by about 14%. So Trump is outperforming what he did 4 years ago. Why is that important? Well, when you talk to insiders, they were hoping that if you wanted a strong showing by the Democratic Party in Colorado, she could carry by 15%. And they thought that might have an impact on this race, House District 8. Now, these numbers, interestingly enough, for the past hour have not changed. Yadira Caraveo with a 4,282 vote lead. No differences. Not surprising they haven't changed because there are a lot of rural votes coming in from outside areas. They haven't been there. But here's the historical part of that. Remember, go back 2 years and Caraveo won by only 1,600 votes. A lot fewer votes cast because it was non-presidential year. But again, the trickle-down effect. Democrats hoping that Kamala Harris could carry the state by 15%, and that could have an impact on this race right here. This race still far too close to call, about 2 percentage point difference. We're going to keep following it. Hopefully, numbers will be changing in the next half hour or so. Shannon, Jessica.
All right, thank you for your work on that, Tony. Thank you very much. Let's get to some of the ballot measures. I know it was a lengthy ballot this time. This one really has risen to the top here. Amendment 79, overwhelming support, 61-38%. In fact, the Associated Press has called that this has passed. This would enshrine the right to an abortion in the Colorado Constitution and overturn Colorado's 40-year ban on using state and local money for abortion. So the AP has called that to win.
All right, let's take a look at Amendment J. If passed, it would remove language in the Colorado Constitution that defines a marriage as only between a man and a woman. This one passing overwhelmingly with 63% of the votes.
All right, another issue that had a lot of TV ads, I know, 127. This was seeking to ban hunting and trapping of big cats, mountain lions and bobcats and lynx. So right now, no is leading the way, 55 to 44%. Again, this is the ban on the hunting of mountain lions. So this one's not quite done, Prop 127. And we have these election results and all the others and on our website right now. You can find up-to-the-minute results. Denver7.com/election results is the place to be.
It is not only election day, we are having a weather action day. The Denver Metro is getting a fresh round of snow. Big flakes started falling around when the polls closed, with a few inches expected overnight.
All right, Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson, an election action day, Mike.
Yes, my last one. Denver Civic Center right now shows snow falling, and it's going to continue for much of the night. We're under a winter weather advisory in the Denver area, winter storm warnings out across the Northeast Plains. You can see the snow on the increase along and east of the divide for the most part. That's where the action's really going to be, and the heaviest is going to be concentrated west and south of the Denver area over the next 24 hours. Watching Futurecast, you can see that snow picking up a little bit in the early morning hours, so it's going to be slushy and slow tomorrow morning, and there may be some closures east of the Denver area. We'll be starting early tomorrow morning with all those details.
Thank you, Mike. Our election night coverage continues after the break. We take you live to Denver's election headquarters.
And dig into how Harris is faring here in Colorado compared to how Joe Biden did. That's next.